Welcome to 55 Active Adult Living, where you'll find everything you need to know to successfully achieve the dream of living the 55 active lifestyle like I have. Hi, Karen Spell here with today's version of 55 Plus Active Adult Living. Our topic today is a 55 plus home a good investment? Generally speaking, all real estate is a good investment. There are a few qualifying factors in a 55 plus neighborhood. So the first thing to consider is there is a much smaller buyer pool, that is eligible buyers that can buy in a 55 plus community due to age restrictions. However, I will say that this segment of the population, 55 and better, is the fastest growing segment of any of the age brackets. And also demand for the homes in the 55 plus is exceeding supply. So the builders are not keeping up with the demand to supply it. So as we all know, in simple economics, supply and demand, if the supply is lower than the demand, that helps the prices increase. So that's one factor to consider. The other is a typical buyer in a 55 plus community has a very stable income at this point in their life, usually due to the fact that they're depending on either Social Security or a pension or a combination of both of which are fairly fixed. So that makes them good buyers to purchase in that community. I will say that there are exceptions if you are someone who relies on your investments in, say, the stock market. That, of course, is more volatile than if it was a fixed income on a pension or Social Security. So the other thing to consider is a lot of people purchasing in 55 plus communities, especially for the first time, are selling the old family home that they've lived in forever. They have probably paid it off. It's probably increased in value a significant amount between when they purchased it and now when they're selling it. And they're now taking that cash and reinvesting it into their new home in a 55 and better community. As a seller, cash buyers are always preferable, as we know. Two other things to consider if you're thinking about using your 55 plus home as an investment. If you're purchasing in a new construction home, you have a better chance of a quicker increase in value, especially if you're at the beginning of the community. The builder has not yet started or built the amenities that will be in that community. These are called pre-construction prices. And once those amenities are finished, prices typically go up quite a bit in a big jump. So that's your ability to make a quicker profit on your 55 plus home if you get in early in that construction phase. The other thing you want to consider is if you're thinking about buying the home and renting it out until you or a family member are going to occupy it. A couple things to consider. Again, those 55 plus age restrictions are in place even for people renting in the age restricted community. So thus that smaller buyer pool. However, there aren't too many rentals in 55 and over communities. I'm asked about them all the time and there are rarely any, and they do tend to rent very quickly. A lot of people want to actually experience a community, 55 plus active lifestyle in general, or the area before they actually purchase a home there. The other scenario is if someone is waiting for a home to be built and they need a place to live. A lot of times they'll look to rent in the community because then they can actually get started in the activities and join the lifestyle and making friends sooner than moving into their home. The important thing to remember is if you're going to rent out the home, every community has different rental restrictions. Some don't allow rentals at all. Some can only rent the property out after you've owned it for a certain length of time. And some have restrictions on the terms that you can rent it. Most of the time you have to rent it for at least 6 months or a year. But again, before you buy a home in a community that you are intending to rent out, you need to find out what the rental restrictions are in that community before you close on the home. Your 55 plus expert can help you find out that information. So these are the reasons why 55 plus home is a good investment and some things to watch out for if that's what your intent is in buying the home. So until next time, I'm Karen Spell with 55 Active Adult Living. See you soon.
Thanks for watching. If you found this information helpful, click below to subscribe. Be sure to visit 55activeadultliving.com for additional resources and information, including your guide to finding the perfect 55 plus community, blogs and videos, and more. See you next time.